Hey guys, Tizzou here, continuing my casting of the Zotac 25. If you don't know what the Zotac Cup is, it is a European tournament hosted on the European servers. Anyone is free to play in as long as they're capable of signing on to the European servers to play the games. They will open up their tournament to everyone, assuming Blizzard eventually enables cross-realm play for more than Southeast Asia. Continue on to match 2 of the semifinals. It's going to be TizzouSC spawning as the blue Terran versus DIMAGA, our hero Zerg, the only non-Terran player left. DIMAGA spawning as red at the bottom position. DIMAGA losing the first game to TizzouSC. TizzouSC just doing too much with that Hellion harass for DIMAGA to keep up with, and eventually winning the game with a timing push with Thors. DIMAGA choosing the map, wisely choosing Scrap Chase, a very Zerg favorite map. As you'll note with this map, the long rush distance makes those kind of Hellion Reaper harass less effective because they get to your Zerg space just a couple seconds later, and these couple seconds can be huge in the game of StarCraft. As you'll note, there's a nice set of rocks protecting your natural expansion, so there's only one entrance in, and this entrance is very easy. Not very easy, it's very wide open, but when you have creep there, it becomes rather easy to defend because you have a lot of ability to move around and defend your bases, and the other bonus is your Overlord gets to your opponent's base so quickly. This is huge because it gives you the scouting information to know, because look, he's already going to see there's gas before barracks. We're probably going to see that exact same factory Hellion push that we saw in the last one, so DIMAGA is going to have twice the information, twice as fast. He's going to be more prepared, I believe. And look at this. TizzouSC's dancing a jig, doing the boogie right inside of DIMAGA's expansion. But now he knows something is up. Why aren't you expanding DIMAGA? His SCV wants to know. He's scared to leave there, as he's afraid DIMAGA is about to come in there and throw in his expansion. Nervously trying to prevent that. But DIMAGA, look at the tricky DIMAGA go. It looks like he says, fine, I won't expand there. I will take the gold expansion, and I will hide away from you. And look at this, TizzouSC throwing up an engineering bay, doing everything he can to prevent that expansion, and DIMAGA just going right around it, not even going to hear it. Spawning pool almost done. Looks like he's going to go for some kind of ling speed. Might go into a roach push because he knows that these... Oh, there we go. Factory finally going down. I was about to say he's up to 150 gas and hasn't thrown on a factory. Curious what was going on. DIMAGA is maybe going to transition to roaches because he knows there's going to be a factory Hellion push because of this reactor in the factory so quickly. But he has this expansion, and TizzouSC does not know about it. Just double checking. TizzouSC has no idea about that expansion. This is going to play out to be huge in this game unless he discovers that expansion. And DIMAGA, look at this. He's pretending he wants to expand here. He's doing everything. If he just ignored this, TizzouSC would have an idea something was going on. But TizzouSC now thinks he's delayed DIMAGA. In reality, DIMAGA just took a base somewhere else. These Hellions are probably not going to run to his hidden base, but if they do, then it might be a good game for DIMAGA, and DIMAGA will be eliminated from the Zotac Cup. We'll know soon enough. Swapping the barracks, swapping the factory, getting ready for double Hellion production, throwing down that mule. A couple Zerglings out on the field, going to go get their scouting information, and not going roaches this time, going ling speed even quicker than last time. And that hatch is now done. We'll see if he queens it up. And yep, queening it up, getting the drone, going to start reaping the benefits of this gold ore extremely quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if he throws down a quick third expansion just to make sure TizzouSC is aware of that expansion being down, because he doesn't want him to think that there's something wrong. If TizzouSC sends these Hellions out and doesn't see a hatch here, he's going to think something's wrong. So he might start looking. Hellions finally making their way across the field. Going to check this watchtower. Not going to get a lot of information. Just want to see that, yeah, that red dot said Overlord. Perfect positioning to know when things are coming out. Hellions across the field already. Look at the Overlord placement. Absolutely genius. Knows what's going to happen. Producing up a ton of Zerglings. Bring up this tab. 10 Zerglings on the production, but nothing out right now except for 4. Here we go. Now 14 Zerglings. Going to be more than enough to handle this number of Hellions. That Queen is doing everything she can to protect her baby drones. Zerglings chasing down those Hellions. Those Hellions probably going to die. Flash the HP tabs for a second. Yep, those Hellions almost dead, but now 2 more Hellions going up to 4. This is what killed DIMAGA in the last game, was just the Hellion numbers just got too high, too insane, but trapping those Hellions perfectly. Looks like he's going to defend this. He can't let those Hellion numbers get too big, or he's going to have real problems. That Hellion almost dead. Finally, another Hellion coming to back him up. Not quite sure why that wasn't 2 Hellions, because he's been producing 2 at a time. Maybe he was supply blocked. That's what delayed this one Hellion, because it's interesting to see them not coming at the same time. Ball of Zerglings just sitting there waiting, and yes, he's moving into roaches, and this third base just now starting to get underway. The Queen already there. Oh, our Terran player is going to be quite the trouble, because look, he's got this third base already started up. Terran's going to think it's his second base. He's going to think the Zerg player is delaying things to tech up, but he's going to be quite surprised when he runs into a ball of roaches and the Zerg player's macro is just going to explode running off of that gold. Showing back to our Terran's place. Terran base actually deciding to get a command center. Very wise move. You definitely want to stay at even bases with your Zerg player. But the thing is even bases don't matter when the Zerg's got a gold and you don't. Banshee's being produced, not going for Cloak even though he has the gas for it. Tons of Hellions. He's going that exact same Hellion into Banshee push. I wonder if he's going to go Hellions into Banshee, back into Thors like he did the one time. But the difference is mTwDIMAGA not just opting to go pure Lings, he's going Roaches and lots of them. He's building, finally getting his layer up. And those Roaches being kited by those Hellions, but a couple Hellions going down. The Hellion micro not perfect as it should have been. Layer almost done. I imagine he'll get Galil Reconstitution, but I could be wrong. And taking just a look at this base, starting to get saturated, starting to get underway. Hellions just doing everything they can to be annoying, getting a couple of pot shots off on these, these Roaches. Layer tech finally down. Look at that. He's spreading that creep. He knows he needs to get that speed advantage. Banshee's going to do a ton of damage without any kind of anti-air out right now, except for the Queen. Building nothing but Roaches, still hasn't transitioned to any kind of other kind of tech. Yeah, no other kind of tech buildings going down yet. No getting Galil Reconstitution, and he's got his second Queen is down there, so he has no anti-air defense. Where is TizzouSC going? He's chasing down these Roaches, but no, your Banshee needs to do something other than just chase down Roaches. The Roaches are annoying, but they're not going to end this game. You need to be doing economic damage while our Zerg player has absolutely no defense. Hydra Den going down. And look at this. Why? I don't know why, but he's going to go finish off these Roaches. Roaches are going to go down, but if you look at our Zerg space, this Queen just got here. This Queen had 25 energy and just spawned larva. This Queen just got here. There's no Queen at all right here. Not that there was any drones to kill, really, but he could have used that Banshee for something other than roach killing. Hellions and Banshee coming into the base. Looks like they're going to run into this and be like, why are there no more drones here? This is very strange. And a Hydra Den going down. Is he going to snipe this Hydra Den because he knows that's where the anti-air is going to be coming from? Trying to snipe the Hydra Den, but mTwDIMAGA's got only one Hydra on the production, and it looks like these Roaches and Lings are going to clean up these Hellions just fine. And back to this, still blocking on that base. Banshee going down. Banshee just sitting there. Queen's going to finish this Banshee. Queen versus Banshee. The Banshee, if it's injured at all, the Queen is going to win that battle, I'm pretty sure. Yes, the Queen is going to win. The Banshee is forced to retreat. Boom goes, oh, both killing each other. Gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. I love it when that kind of exciting things happen. Roach, Hydra, Ling army going for a Zerg player, a Terran player, finally establishing his first expansion, adding on 2 barracks, going a Bio-esque army, getting siege tanks and siege tech, getting reactor marines, getting his +1 weapons, doing everything he can. He probably is going to start adding on dropships and go for some kind of dropship play, I would imagine, given the map. And mTwDIMAGA says, I need to end this game now. He doesn't want to keep this game going and deal with harassment all game, so he's going to knock down this wall. And the Hydra creep spread, you need to get your Hydras the creep advantage to get that speed advantage to really do the kind of damage you want to do with them. Here we go, knocking down these rocks, just double checking here. Look at that, completely saturated. He is jumping the income tab, 1400 to 1100. He is ahead in mineral count against the Terran player, and Terran player currently has 3 mules operating, and these rocks are about to break down, and Select still doesn't know about it. He's got one bunker, he's got a couple tanks. Siege tech is almost done, so he's going to be able to siege up. But these Hydras no longer take the 50 damage they once did. The siege tanks now do 35 damage to these Hydras. It's going to be huge. TizzouSC finally finding out about this. He knows these rocks are broken down. He knows he needs to build more stuff. So he's building this bunker, another bunker, trying to wall this off. But I think mTwDIMAGA is just going to have too many units for him to deal with. Here we go. mTwDIMAGA pushing in with a bunch of Hydras, a bunch of Roaches. Knocking down siege tank. If he takes out the siege tank, I think it might be a good game. But no, a Thor just in time. Making it into the mix. Thor just saving the day. Hero Thor doing everything he needs to do. But mTwDIMAGA, look at this economy of it. 1300 to 780 without the Terran player having mules going. It's just too much. And one idle mule doing nothing at all. Back to the fight. Finally pushing it with Lings and Hydras. This Thor is going to go down most likely. Come on, get the Thor, mTwDIMAGA. You can do it. Thor is about to go down. Yes, Thor goes down just as those SCVs get there. If those SCVs had gotten there any sooner, repairing it would have been huge. Because those Thors are tough to kill when they're being repaired. Here we go. Still saturated. Not getting gas. Very interesting. He's not getting gas here. Not getting gas there. He's only got 2 gas visors going. This is very interesting. Because normally you'll see a more gas-heavy army, especially against Terran. But these Hydras cost significantly less gas than Mutalisks, so he doesn't need quite as many. He can concentrate on minerals. Banelings finally being produced. Our Terran player not deciding to wall off. I figured he'd throw in a few more Banelings to choke off this, but not doing that at all. Roach is being created. So it's going to be a Roach, one Hydra army, throwing in a couple Lings just to poke around, wants to know what's going on. Here we go, Terran player is actually walling off. I was going to say he started it with those bunkers earlier, and I figured he'd do it again, but now he's finally deciding to wall off. Our Zerg player building lots of Zerglings, adding on another expansion. No, actually, just another hatchery. I was going to say, it's very surprising he didn't throw in an additional hatchery because those gold minerals just add up so quickly. You need more larvae to produce this kind of army. This kind of RV is more larva heavy than it is minerals heavy. Here we go. Look at that changeling just sneaking in there. If you don't see it, it's this unit right here. Knows everything that's going on. He knows that he needs more Banelings. I heard those Banelings going off, producing 10 more Banelings. This marine heavy army is just going to be destroyed by these Banelings. Scanning almost nothing. He is now aware that there's an evolution and infestation pit. Trying to do a little bit of Thor harass back here. Thor is able to snipe the queen, but not too much else. Thor is getting away. Tons of Lings being added on. Going nothing but Lings right now. DIMAGA just wants to end this game, and end this game really bad. Not even building the Hydras I expected him to build. Just going nothing but Lings. He's not going to break down the rocks. Here we go. Is he going to push in? No. Yes, he's going to go. Here we go. Banelings rolling in the side. Lings rolling in. Trying to snipe that Thor. Banelings trying to get to those Marines. Oh, they're going to get to the Marines, I think. Oh, tons of Marines go down. This Thor is down. It looks like, it looks like TizzouSC's in a terrible position. DIMAGA breaking down the door. TizzouSC forced a good game out. Going to be moving on to Game 3. TizzouSC is going to get to choose the map. It looks like he's going to choose Lost Temple, so we're going to have the rubber match in the semifinals between DIMAGA and TizzouSC. Lost Temple coming up. Look forward to it. This was Tizzou. I hope you enjoyed.